So I tucked in the onion sets a week or so ago, 2 weeks maybe, so now it's worth taking a little look and seeing how they're doing. So we have 3 veggie pods. You can see one is a medium-sized one on the right, which is 1 metre by 1 metre, 2 small ones which are 1/2 metre by 1 metre each, and we've got 2 other sort of I think elbow things, and those work very well as well. We use bungee cords just to keep them on in case we have some really strong gales, which we do, and we have lost the odd lid. So let's take a little look inside and see what's been going on. Oh, and how wonderful! Got a load of onions that are on their way, doing really rather well. So beautiful. The red onions slightly slower, but nonetheless this is fantastic. So this is the medium-sized one, 1 metre by 1 metre, and what I can show you here is you have a little piece of string. There we go, can you see that? And that's used to keep the lid on when it's open. It goes all the way up to the top and stops the lid from just falling back on itself, you know, falling off onto other things or just falling off. Now we get a lot of wind, so Roy has put together a special contraption to help stop the lid falling back on you when it's windy, so it doesn't get blown onto you. And so that would be my one request to the makers of VeggiePod, is to be able to give you some sort of widget, stick, appliance, something you can add on to just hold it in place, particularly when it's windy. Otherwise it's absolutely fantastic. And even watering, it's either the rain, or sometimes I just get the watering can and just sprinkle water on the top of the mesh, which is really transparent and unholy, but it helps against wind and severe rain. So that's all very good. And in the second veggie pod, 1 metre by 1/2, they're going well as well. Some more onions. Now this is the third and last veggie pod. In fact, I was just going to show you what we do is, you don't really have to undo the bungee cords. All you need to do is just pull it off and then put it back up when you're ready. So this one has some lettuce, which is going to be eaten in places, so we're going to have to take a look at that. And I've got some rocket, which will be coming up soon, but what on earth is that then? Is that a spring onion or something? Oh, I don't know. We shall see. Because of that molestation there in terms of bite eating, what I might do is take the lid off anyway, because that helps the insects be blown away or eaten by birds, in fact. So I might try that. So the elbow one, which indeed is elbow, is really easy to remove. Just undo that side. I'll come around and do the other side. And then you just lift it off. So under there, let's take that away, just a minute. We have, well, I've got to do a bit of watering, but I think you can see there we have some carrots on the way. We also have some weeds, the odd weed, but carrots. We've probably done too many carrots, and we get a little bit carried away at times. You can imagine. So we'll see. Lots and lots of little tiny tufts for carrots. So I do need to water this one. I do need to water it. So the first thing to do is to look after the soil, the compost that you're going to put in for your fruit and veg. And I always use a Marshall's mix for the vegetables, and I often put in some of their extra special sort of goodness, the extra nutrients that they sell in a variety of packs. I'm sure it probably doesn't make a lot of difference, the percentages of different things in those packs, but you know, if you put the flowers on the vegetables, the capsules there, it probably wouldn't matter, but they're all just, as long as they've got a good start, that's the really important thing. So the last sort of veggie pod elho thing here, I'm going to be putting in some spring onion seedlings. So I'm going to use the Marshall's vegetable growing compost, give that a good basis, and then put in some vegetable feed as well. So there's a vegetable feed, a flower feed, onion, garlic and shallot feed, and potato feed. Very important, very important. Now Roy always likes to test things out. Now Roy likes to test things out, and we saw Monty Don using a compost scoop. We've always just used a sort of trowel. So he's got a Sophie Conran and a Bergen and Ball compost scoop. So we have tried them, and this one is the Sophie Conran one. It's really handy because it's got a nice lip here, so it prevents you from losing the soil. It's very good for houseplants, but it is a bit smaller than this one. So this one you can lift a lot with that, but it is more likely that you will spill some on the way. So take your pick. Now, one tip that I was given when dealing with these kind of veggie pods and the plastic sort of variety particularly is sometimes the drainage goes down the centre of the legs, and that can get blocked with your compost. So one great idea I found was to line your pod with some mesh, which is allows the water to go through, but will keep the soil in there. You know, it won't block up and get really, really damp. Or at least that's the idea. Okay, so here is the Sophie Conran compost shovel in operation, and you can see it takes a nice load, and you won't drop very much of it at all. You have to really work at it to drop any out of that, but it is smaller than the other one. And here we have a nice big load on there, but you will lose it, so at least I will. And there we go. As I said, the choice is yours. And I tend to just mix it all in, just using my hands. It's just a lovely thing to do. Just mix it all in that feed and wish it well. Now I've bought 3 types of spring onions, and they come in these kind of vertical boxes, packs, and the first one is White Star, 20 of those. The other one is Lisbon, that's one I've had before, and Lilia, and that's another one I have not had before, so we'll see what they look like. Now these little boxes can sometimes be quite tricky to open until you realise there's 3 tabs along one edge that you have to open up first, and then you're able to open it up. Of course, it's got these little sort of poppery things, so we'll get this open in just a moment. Several pops later, we have revealed these plants, so hopefully they're in good condition. It's always difficult going in the post, so I'm going to get them in as soon as I can. So while they are all coming in little plugs, little groups, I am going to sow them, well, or plant them individually, and we will see what happens. So I'm just using a little dibber that Roy has made for me, and then pop each one in very carefully. We'll see how we go. So I have planted out all the spring onions. I wasn't expecting to receive that many. I literally thought it was 20 in each package. So there's several hundred there. And what I've done is try to spread them out evenly, one little seedling in each hole. But for some of them, if they were very weak, I kind of put them together with another one. So they've had a good water and they look perkier already. My hands smell of spring onions. And there's one final thing to do, is to put in the labels. So we've got the Lilia and the Lisbon in there, and the White Star. I didn't put them in very good order because I was just in a rush to get them all in before they died in the sun. So looking forward to seeing how they all get on. I also plan to leave the plastic lid off because they will just cook underneath the plastic lid, and I think they'll do far better with a bit of fresh air flowing through and making sure they get watered and lots of sunlight. So yeah, that's what I plan to do with those. Okay, so the sun is glorious here today, and I had a comment on YouTube talking about my March gardening wellness video, and he said, great video, but have you thought about pinching out the sweet peas? And the simple fact was, I forgot. I really didn't even think about it. So pinching out sweet peas means that you will get more flowers. At least that is the theory. So we're going to take a little look at that now. So these are the sweet peas that I actually grew from seed, and they're doing really well. At least a foot now. Maybe a little bit late to pinch them out, but I might as well give it a go, see what happens. In comparison, we have these, which I bought from a nursery. Nothing wrong with them. They're just late starters, really. So they will be perfect for pinching out, really. And might as well try it. So this one looks like a perfect one to start with and to demonstrate. So you need a few tendrils and leaves coming out, so 6 to 8 inches high, and then you just pinch off the top. Just use your finger and away it comes, just like that. And the theory is you will get a bushier plant, and the more bushier it is, the greater your number of flowers. Okay, so I shall go on and do that, and hopefully we will have lots and lots of flowers.